Have we finally found the cleanest protein powder? Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be reviewing Momentous Whey Protein Powder. It's a very popular protein powder for athletes, and it's gained a reputation as being one of the cleaner protein powders on the market. But is it worth buying? That's what we're going to be talking about today. In this video, we're going to be reviewing their ingredients, their claims, as well as their cost, and I will let you know if it's actually worth buying. But first, hi, my name is Katey. I'm a registered dietitian and certified personal trainer. My goal with this channel is to help you learn more about nutrition, fitness, and wellness so that you can be your best, whatever that looks like. I also love to do product reviews, so if you have any other products or topics you want me to cover, just let me know in the comments below. All right, so let's get started. What is Momentous? Momentous is a very well-respected supplement company, and it was founded in 2016 by Matt Wan and Rob Dyrdek, yes, the guy from Ridiculousness. In 2021, Momentous merged with another health company known as Amp Human, and the founders of that company were Erica Good and Jeff Byers, who was a former NFL player. So as of 2021, both companies came together under the name of Momentous. Now, as of the time I'm filming this video, the only two people that are left in the company are Erica Good as well as Jeff Byers, and they are the COO and CEO of the company respectively. Nonetheless, this company was founded on the principle that the supplement industry needed improvement, and there were far too many products on the market with unnecessary ingredients. So they wanted to bring things back to basics and keep their products simple. And they base all of their products on what's known as the Momentous Standard, which includes science in action, making sure that they only rely on experts in nutrition and sports science for all of their products, only the essentials, meaning that they only add ingredients that are actually important for the product and nothing more. And they also avoid proprietary blends, which I absolutely love. So they provide the dose of all of the ingredients in their product and there's nothing to hide. And finally, rigorous testing, meaning that all of their products are third-party tested and NSF sports certified. And this means that all of their products are verified safe. All of their products are tested to make sure what's on the label is actually in the product and nothing more. And it is suitable for professional athletes, which is ideal because it means that it's free of any banned substances and they don't need to worry about it. In fact, a ton of different sports organizations use Momentous products, and all of these principles are great things to stand by for a company. But with all that said, does their protein powder actually live up to this standard? So let's take a look at Momentous Whey Protein's ingredients. So if we take a look at the supplement facts table, we see that there are 25 servings per container. Now on their website, you can order smaller containers if you want to, but the main one is the protein powder that is in 25 servings. Either way, the nutritional value doesn't change whichever container you buy. Per scoop, it provides 90 calories, which almost exclusively comes from protein. And the product provides 20 grams of protein. And if you've ever watched my videos before, you'll know that I like protein powders that provide a minimum of 20 grams of protein per scoop, so it meets that criteria. There's also a very negligible amount of carbohydrates and no reported fat. There are also some additional vitamins and minerals in the product, but this comes from the actual whey protein powder itself. It's not added to the product. When we're talking about the type of protein in this product, it is whey protein isolate. This is considered a gold standard form of protein powder, and it is highly researched and found to be effective. So whey protein is a high quality protein that comes from milk, and simply put, it's actually the protein that is in the liquid form of milk when companies are making cheese and yogurt, which use casein protein. So there's this leftover liquid that remains after they remove it to make cheese and yogurt, and that is whey protein. And so what they do is they take that protein and they turn it into a powdered form and use it as a supplement. And so it's actually nice because that product isn't wasted and it's high quality protein. The word isolate simply means that it's been separated from other components. So the protein whey is separated from carbohydrates and fats. And when it comes to whey protein, because it's separated from those other macronutrients, when you consume a whey protein powder, it's almost devoid of lactose, which is a natural sugar found in milk. While there's nothing inherently wrong with lactose itself, some people are sensitive. So if you are sensitive to lactose, opting for a whey protein isolate is a good route for you because it's going to be extremely low in lactose and probably won't cause stomach upset. And whey protein is very well digested by most people. So when you're having a whey protein isolate, you're getting approximately 90% or more of pure protein, and it's very high quality. On top of this, the company provides an amino acid profile, which is awesome. If you've watched any of my other videos, one of my biggest critiques with protein powder companies is they don't provide an amino acid profile. I like to see an amino acid profile because it helps us us understand the composition of the protein that's in the product. And it helps us better understand the quality of the protein source. In particular, if you're taking this protein powder for muscle building, you're going to want to make sure that it has a good array of amino acids, but particularly branched chain amino acids. And this includes leucine, isoleucine, and valine. If we want to go one step deeper and you want to make sure that you're really getting a high quality protein, you want to take a look at the leucine content, which is that branched chain amino acid I just talked about. Leucine in particular is a very important amino acid to stimulate muscle protein synthesis or muscle building. And ideally, per scoop of a protein powder, it's nice to see about 2.5 grams of leucine. And if we take a look at the label, we see that the product has approximately 2.5 grams of leucine, which is good to see. All in all, this product has an excellent protein in a good dose, and it provides a good array of amino acids. The next ingredient we need to take a look at, because they add it to the product, is known as ProHydrolase. And this is a digestive enzyme mix. The first thing I want to mention is that most people produce enough digestive enzymes on their own to digest food, and consuming digestive enzymes isn't overly necessary for the average person. However, some people do find issues with digesting different protein powders. Usually it's when it comes to casein or plant-based protein powders. Whey protein is very well tolerated by most people, but nonetheless, there are individuals out there that have difficulty digesting protein powders regardless of the type. And so this is where the addition of digestive enzymes may be helpful. Now, the reason why they say that they add ProHydrolase to their product is because they say it's a clinically researched enzyme that helps with protein breakdown and amino acid uptake. And the enzymes that they use are known as proteases, and proteases, based on the name it suggests, they break down proteins. And so they take the protein molecule and they break them down into more simple peptides and amino acids. And this helps to better absorb and utilize amino acids throughout the body. Now, fortunately, Momentous does provide a research study on ProHydrolase. And this study was from 2020, and it was a double-blind, randomized, placebo-controlled trial, which is high-quality research. The one thing to keep in mind is the sample size was pretty small. It only had 10 participants. And these participants were 10 males that did resistance training on a regular basis, so they were well-trained already. And so what they did was they took these participants and they divided them into 3 groups. First, the placebo group. The second group took 26 grams of whey protein powder only. And then the third group took 26 grams of whey protein powder and ProHydrolase. And all of the participants were instructed to do a standardized resistance training program and then consume the product that they were given right after their exercise. And so the study found that whether the participants were in just the whey protein group or the whey protein and ProHydrolase group, both groups had significant increases in circulating amino acid levels, including leucine, which is that amino acid we talked about earlier. And really what they found was, besides the placebo group, which had no real improvements in circulating amino acid levels, which makes sense because they weren't taking a protein powder, it didn't really make a difference whether they were just taking a whey protein powder or if they were taking the whey protein powder with ProHydrolase in terms of circulating amino acid levels. With that being said, the group that had the digestive enzymes had the amino acids circulating in their bloodstream at the 3-hour mark much more than the whey protein powder group. And so at the 3-hour mark, this was the only group that had levels significantly higher. With that being said, if you take a look at the graphs that I provide on the screen, both the whey protein powder group and the group that had those digestive enzymes were pretty similar over the course of 3 hours. The ProHydrolase group had a slight edge over the whey protein group, but nothing really major. And after the study, the researchers acknowledged that their hypothesis was not correct, meaning that there wasn't any significant difference in leucine, branched chain amino acids, essential amino acids, and total amino acids in the bloodstream when comparing the consumption of just whey protein powder or a whey protein powder with those digestive enzymes. And so really at the end of this, we can conclude that the main thing that's going to be helping you with circulating amino acids and helping with muscle building is the whey protein isolate, not necessarily those digestive enzymes. The authors did suggest that maybe they should try the study with these digestive enzymes in other protein powder types, such as casein or plant-based protein powders, which may be harder to digest in some individuals. But overall, I don't really see a point in this company referencing this study, especially in terms of supporting the use of these ProHydrolase enzymes, because the results actually weren't that impressive. Granted, it was a pretty small study, so maybe with ongoing research they may find a difference, but I don't find the study that informative. Does this mean that the product isn't good because it has those digestive enzymes? No. And they may help a little bit maybe in some individuals. But what I really want to emphasize here is I wouldn't be buying this protein powder for those digestive enzymes. I would be buying this protein powder because it's a high quality protein. Okay, so what else is in the product? really there's not much else in it, and that's where Momentous really shines. It does have some natural flavors depending on which flavor you pick, and the only other ingredient is naturally derived sweeteners. So they use both stevia and monk fruit extract, which are derived from plants. And these are added because if you really want to consume a product on a regular basis and actually enjoy it, it has to taste good. And so in order for it to taste good, adding a little bit of flavor and adding a little bit of sweetness is going to improve the overall palatability and tolerance of the product. And also adding these naturally derived sweeteners helps to reduce the addition of sugar, which can also act as a sweetener too. And both of the sweeteners that are added to this product are considered good and safe for consumption. That being said, some people don't like the aftertaste of some of these naturally derived sweeteners, so that's an individual preference. Other than that, there's really not much else in the product. Interestingly, the product has no gums. And if you've watched any of my videos before, you'll know that I tell you that there aren't very many protein powders on the market that don't have gums. And the reason why companies add gums is because they act as nice emulsifiers and they help to keep product ingredients together. But Momentous decided not to use gums in their product. So if you are an individual that wants to avoid gums for whatever reason, this might be a good option for you. Overall, I think that the ingredients in this protein powder are simple, they're straightforward, and there's a reason why they're in there. Though the word clean is controversial, if we want to use it in the context of limited ingredients and being a very simple product, then I would say it's a very clean protein powder. Okay, so let's talk about the cost. According to their website, you can buy a 25 serving container for $54.95 US, which equates to about $2.19 US per serving. Personally, I do like when companies provide protein powders in much larger containers beyond 25 servings. There are tons out there on the market that provide upwards of 50 or 60 servings per bag or container, so I personally would prefer that because you don't have to keep buying it over and over again. In terms of the cost, it's relatively standard for protein powder, but you can get cheaper ones out there. If you decide to subscribe, you can bring the cost per serving down to $1.64 US. So if you're going to be buying this on an ongoing basis, doing the subscription is probably your best bet. That being said, you do have to do a minimum of $75 before you get free US shipping, so just keep that in mind. For Canadians, the price is going to be a lot higher for you, and this is where I would say there's a big downside. It's really particularly high because of the shipping costs. So for example, if you see on the screen, I added the protein powder to my bag and indicated that I was located in Canada, and it jumped in price significantly. Granted, that's in Canadian dollars, but the price is pretty high, especially for shipping. So that could be a definite downside for some people that are located outside the United States, and hopefully over time, maybe they're able to overcome this one way or another. Okay, so let's talk about my overall thoughts. Overall, Momentous Whey Protein Powder is a good option. I really like the fact that they use a high quality whey protein powder. They provide an amino acid profile, which is really, really nice, especially from a consumer perspective. They do third-party testing, and they use limited ingredients, which is what some people want. The cost is okay if you're located in the US, but if you're located out of the United States, it might be too expensive for you. Also, I'm not overly convinced about the use of the digestive enzymes. They're not harmful in any way. I just wouldn't go out of my way to buy a protein powder because it has digestive enzymes. I would be buying it because the product has a very high quality protein in it and the other benefits that I've already mentioned. I really love the fact that the company focuses on high quality ingredients and practices, and it's something that other companies should really be striving for. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below if you have any other products or topics you want me to cover. And if you did enjoy this video, I would love it if you would like and subscribe to my channel because your support helps me reach more people like you. And I'll see you in the next video.